Welcome to the edition of Today's Bets. It's Thursday, Veterans Day. 11/11, make a wish. Here's your wish. You're going to see the bets that I'm going to do today. What you're looking at are a bunch of different colorful Microsoft Excel files that will aid you in the wagering process on sports, which is, of course, watching an event and wagering on an event has an element of luck to it, and you're not going to win every day. Nobody does. But you are going to win more than you lose if you really look at the numbers and pay attention to information and have the aid of automation and automatic calculations to help you craft something that allows you to act more knowledgeably. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about Thursday because there's a lot of action. There are 3 different sports that I do algorithms for. They're the most predictive models on the face of the earth. I'm waiting for someone to sue me and call me on that because I don't think anyone's made anything that's ever better. And I have nothing but emails from people saying, oh my God, this is the best thing I have ever seen. And I agree with you. That's why I've been doing them for years. So let's talk about football first. There's a Thursday night game. Don't worry about the rest of the week yet. We've got a whole weekend to wait for that. There's a game. I did a video about football. The takeaway from that video in my mind was there's an alternate projections based on defensive injuries over here. And Miami's healthy and Baltimore's right? And it makes for a lower scoring game if they hold Baltimore to less than you'd think. And that the under's really juicy there. So I took that pick and threw that in the NFL sheet of what's the one pick I would do today. It's that. And I did do that. So that's NFL. You can't really do a round robin. It's about even money. You can even do an alternate under down below like 42 or something if you think it really goes low. Whoops. And get a better payout, actually, is what probably I should have done, but whatever. All right, now let's go to hockey. Damn it, I didn't update hockey this morning like I was supposed to. We're working off last night's numbers. I'll do that later. I don't think much will change, but it will probably. So god damn it. But I did talk about picks last night, and I want to show you what they look like because the hockey slate has 11 games today, which is a lot for a hockey day. And there's a lot of interesting things. First of all, where underdogs that the algorithm picks as the winning team, we're going to throw all those on a round robin. And we're also going to add LA because they're the number 1 pick and they're playing really well. That I want to take Florida. I actually do. Oops, shoot. Because we're doing the round robin, I'm going to show you all the picks that really could be on it, even though it's not necessarily advisable to throw them all on a round robin. But I'm going to kind of show you what it looks like in the file. I like the over in the Washington-Detroit game, but it is set at 6. Vancouver and Anaheim. We copy all those and we bring them into the round robin for hockey. Goes right here. That's 5. That's actually not that bad. 2 strong favorites that the algorithm likes plus 3 underdog favorites that the algorithm likes. So let's leave those 5 in there. Now let's go to college basketball. College basketball is a terrible day for picking. I just did a video on college basketball. You can watch the breakdown. The only thing I can say is that if you look at what happens, like look at what happened yesterday when it comes to win-losses, this is the funniest algorithm. It's just a string of green at the top almost every day. Sometimes there's like a speckled pink in here. You're like, whoa, somebody just lost a game at minus 3,800. It does happen once in a while, but in general, it looks like this. So if it always looks like this and you don't really know what can happen at the bottom, on a bad day today, I say, all right, well, let's ride the wave. These lines are miserable, but let's take the top 8 of them, which is right here. Right? Is that 8 or 9? 8. Okay, here's the top 8 games. They're awful, 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 miserable, terrible, yucky lines right here. I don't even know what the teams were. Just put big faves. Whatever. Fig faves. You got it. All these picks, even if you bet $10 on the thing here, watch how crappy it is. It just doubles your money. Now, that is doubling your money. And so the odds say that all these teams win. And maybe one of them loses and you lose your $10. But let's talk about what we're going to do with our bankroll. So I am I'm actually a really, really hesitant wagerer. I like to wager a little to try to win a lot, and I lose a lot on a daily basis because I do that very speculative way of wagering. But then there are days when I hit it and more than pays for everything. That's fun for me. It's fun for watching the games. It's fun to see when the algorithm has great days. And it's also, if I lose $100, that's really my general max for most days. One time I bet $500 on a baseball game when I was at the MGM in Las Vegas because the algorithm said that a baseball game was going to have one of the lowest scoring games of the day, and the over-under was set at 9. And I bet the game, and the game ended 1-0, and I won my $500 bet. And by the way, when they gave me the ticket originally, they added like a soccer game onto it that I never said. So my ticket was screwed up, and I had to make them cancel the ticket. They're such scammers. I don't like them. Anyway, the point is, I almost never bet a lot. I bet $100 because if I lose $100 today, you know what happens if we lose every game? I do a video tomorrow, and I'm like, wow, algorithm sucked today. Sorry, guys. And the $100 goes, and it's just like a night out with friends, and it doesn't really matter, right? That's how I look at it. So let's assume whatever your budget is, and it can be from, I would say from $10 to, let's call it $1,000 for the day, that I'll show you the staggering payouts based on whatever your bankroll actually is. We're going to use $100 for the sample. So we have 3 different things to play. First of all, I noticed that in this game, you only have one pick. So whenever you're doing a straight bet and not a parlay, you bet more. And in this sense, I would use like 30, this is the third sport, I'd use like $33 on this game, right? So even though it's not going to work right, it's not going to show the payout right, let's call this $33 and let's leave ourselves with, let's call it $30. Leave ourselves with 70 for the other games. So we hope to hit this because the algorithm says yes. Fine. Here we have a ridiculous parlay that only pays 2-1. It's the third sport of the day. I'm tempted to put about $25 on this. Okay, so we try to win $25 here and double our money on these huge favorites. And we could double check the algorithm here to make sure we got the right ones. Maybe we could throw Evansville on here instead of somebody else, right? Like throw Evansville instead of, I haven't really thought it through, as you can see, instead of this awful here, you put Evansville here, and your payout goes up to 123%. It's relevant. It's a team that's supposed to win. So something like that with 20 or $25, right? Which leaves you with, let's call that $20 actually, because there's not a huge payout here. I want to save a little bit more, which now we're saving $50, perfect, for hockey, where there are more games. Well, here you've got $50 to spread over 26 bets. You could do something like this. Yeah, you got to go $52 bet to get this one here. I actually like doing something like this because the payout's huge if you actually hit all the games. So if you lower this to 25, and now you have an exact $100, I believe, right? 25, 20, and 55. Here, I love this. This is a 13-1 payout if you get all the games. Let's curse the first pick of the day. Whenever I do this, this team loses. So let's say LA blows this game and blows their streak. Now your payout still 2.8 to 1, and you can go 4-1. You start losing more games. Vancouver, Nathan McKinnon ain't playing, but Colorado beats them. Now all of a sudden you're only breaking even or losing a slight amount, and then it goes down from there. You don't, because a lot of these lines are good but not great. You don't have to do the lower ones, in my opinion, and you can stagger this up more. Still 55? That ain't right. Yeah, switch. Now what you can do is 3, 4, 5. I like to do is a fun one. Yep, look at that. That's also $55. Now all of a sudden your payout is 17 to 1 instead of 13 to 1, correct? Let's back up. Can we back up? You gonna let me? Maybe not. Well, point is, I actually like this a little better. Now, of course, you have to hit at least 3 to get paid something on this. But you're going for good days or bad days. So remember, if you lose this, okay, now that we've done this, all right, so you get a potential payout of winning $900, winning $20, call it, and winning $50, $40, something like that. That puts you up at like $1,100 almost. All over $1,000 if you hit everything. And if you do really well in hockey, you can do all kinds of interesting stuff. Now, here's the deal. Say you don't have $100, so you only have $10. On FanDuel, you can do as low as a dime on these round robins. So now all of a sudden, you have $5.50 to win $100 on that. Here, you're still not really multiplying much on a round robin. But look at that if you had a budget of under $10, because you don't want to bet a lot. It's still fun. A lot of fun, in my opinion. It almost doesn't matter about the amount of money. It matters if it matters to you. And winning 17 to 1 on something, regardless of whether you have $5 on it, or if you do the higher end of this, and you got $500 on it, you're trying to win 10 grand to hit these fives. Now that I admit that is a little bit more exhilarating, but that's the kind of ranges you can have on things with what's available. All right, guys. So let's have all of our picks win today. Just blow it out of the water. Good luck. May your picks be win.